Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Isaac Weedig. I'm a graduate student in the Kinesiology and Integrated Physiology Department at Michigan Tech. And our goal with Up and Moving is to help keep people physically active by giving you virtual workouts that you can join along with right from home. And we have both live workouts from Zoom. You can also watch recorded workouts from the past that we have archived on our YouTube channel and also our website, upandmoving.org. Today's workout is going to be a combination of aerobic, agility, and balance. So we're going to have about a 20-minute workout here where we're going to get our heart rate nice and elevated. We're going to keep our bodies moving. We're going to start things off with a real quick warm-up, kind of get things moving, and then we'll end with a little cool down after that 20-minute workout. So let's go ahead and we'll jump right into our warm-up here. You should not need any special equipment for today. We're just pretty much going to be using our bodies. Grab yourself a bottle of water if you need it and have that with you. And we'll go ahead and we'll get started here with, let's go with some Frankenstein kicks first. So you're going to have your hands out in front and you're going to be trying to kick your toes up to your fingertips here. Trying to keep your knee fairly straight. We're going for a light stretch in the hamstrings and the back of the leg. And just keep alternating those kicks out in front of you. And as you start to loosen up, you can try to kick a little bit higher. Good, let's go for about 10 more seconds here. Get those kicks a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Good, let's switch things up here. Let's go to a little quad stretch. So we'll grab onto that ankle, reach the other hand for the sky, and then we're just gonna switch, go to the other side, and keep alternating back and forth here. So getting a real brief stretch on the front of that leg. If you can't quite grab onto that ankle, totally okay to just lift it up as high as you can and reach for the sky with that other arm. So with our warm up here, we'll get all the major joints moving, muscles warmed up, and then we'll be feeling ready to go once we get into our actual workout here. Good, let's go for about 3, 2, 1. Good time there. Next one we'll move to here is a little reverse lunge. So I am going to step back with one foot. I'm going to take my torso and I'm going to rotate it towards my knee that's up. And then I'm going to come back to center, step back with the other leg, rotate in the other direction. A little bit of balance here. We'll start to get the knee and the quad warmed up a little bit more and get our spine moving. And as you start to warm up, loosen up. And think about maybe trying to get those lunges a little bit deeper. If you want to get that back foot or that back knee all the way to the ground, you can. Up to you with whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to stick with those quarter lunges, that works too. Great, we're going to go for 10 more seconds here. Let's get a few more in. And 3, 2, 1. Good time. Next thing we'll do, let's go for some knee hugs here. So we're going to bring that knee up to our chest. Give it a big hug with our arms. Then we can add into this as well a little calf raise. So come in, hug the knee, and then go up onto your toes on that other leg. Start to warm the calves up a little bit here. Good. Let's go for about 5 more seconds here. Get a few more in. 2, 1. Good. Time. All right. We're going to go to a little jog in place here. So get those feet pumping, get your arms swinging. Just a light jog. Don't need to move too quick. I encourage you to get your feet up off the floor. Try to pick them up. Good job. So we're going to keep those feet moving below us, but we're going to come into some arm circles here and start to get our shoulders warmed up. So I'm going to make some forward arm circles. Again, I'm still pumping those feet. Good work. And as those shoulders loosen up here, we can try to make those circles a little bit bigger. Keep those feet moving. Let's go to really big arm circles. Try to get them as big as you can. Perfect, nice job. Let's come right back to center. We'll go back to that jog in place here. Arms pumping, feet moving. Good, we're gonna switch our movement up here. We're gonna go to a little side step. So I'll bring one foot over to the other, moving back and forth. Little bend in my knees, little bend in my hips here. And then we're gonna throw in some arm swings with this. So bringing those arms across the front of the body. Keep moving those feet, keep going side to side. If you want, you can get a little bit lower into a squat here and it'll start to use those legs a little bit more. Good, nice work. Gonna go for about 10 more seconds here. Keep it up. Down to 3, 2, 1. Good. We're coming back to center, that jog in place here. We can try to pick the speed up a little bit. So let's try to run a couple miles an hour faster than we were before. We're going to really try to start to elevate our heart rate here at the end of our warm-up. We're almost there. Good. And let's go into some backward arm circles, keeping those legs moving. So flipping directions. If you were going forward the first time, go backwards and vice versa. Good. Keep those legs moving, feet coming off the floor. Let's go for really big arm circles here, as big as you can make them. Perfect. And let's go back to that jog in place in center. Nice work. All right, let's pick that pace up a little bit. We're at the finish line, last 30 seconds of the warm-up here. So pretend like you are heading for the finish line here in a foot race. I want to get that breathing rate up and heart rate up a little bit here before we go to our break. Good, 10 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Made it. Warm up complete. So let's take a moment, get a drink, take a little break. Body should be feeling ready to go now. Perfect. So for our workout today, I have a variety of, these are mostly kind of aerobic based movements. So we're going to be keeping our body moving. Your heart rate, your breathing rate is going to be elevated. But I have 10 exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to do all 10 of those exercises back to back to back. We'll take a slight break in between. But essentially, we're just going to kind of keep ourselves moving here for the next about 10 to 15 minutes. If at any point during this series of exercises you need to take a little break, grab some water, that's fine. You can rejoin us when you're ready. But it'll be a lot of variety. We're gonna be hitting 10 different movements here. All right, so first one that we're gonna get into is gonna be a jumping jack. So I'll kind of show you a couple variations of each one of these exercises as we get into them. And it's up to you to kind of control your pace. If you want to make the workout harder, you can increase your pace or choose the harder exercise variation, or vice versa. You can choose an easier variation or slow your pace down. So totally up to you to regulate your intensity here. So first one is jumping jack. So we can either step out and bring those hands up over the head, or we can actually do a full hop and jumping jack. So see which one works for you. And we're gonna go for a minute here with jumping jacks. So starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So jumping jacks. Starting off our series of 10 exercises here. I hope we can make it to the end. Nice work. We are at 30 seconds. We got 30 left. I'm going to go to a hopping jumping jack here. These are a little bit more challenging. Sometimes these can be a little bothersome on the knees too if you don't tolerate jumping very well. You can stick with the other variation. We've got 10 seconds left here. So we're going to take a little break after this. So you can go ahead and push yourself here in our last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good. All right. We'll take a little active break here. I encourage you to stay on your feet. Keep yourself moving if you want to do a little side step. If you want to just walk around your room. We're going to do about 30 seconds of a break. And then we're going to get into our next exercise. Let things recover a little bit, but we're really going to stay active here during this 10-15 minute period. All right, next exercise we're going to is speed skaters. So we're going to be hopping from one foot over to the other, knees and hips slightly bent. And we can pretend like Winter Olympics just started. We can pretend like we are a speed skater competing at the Olympics. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So knees bent, hips bent, over to one side, back to the other. I'm swinging those arms just like I'm trying to push myself down the ice rink on my skates here. So a couple things you can do to make this harder. You can increase that pace, trying to go side to side a little bit quicker. You can also make the hop longer. So if you want to really try to get side to side as far as you can with a good lateral hop in there. I don't know how the USA is doing in speed skating, but I saw that I think we won men's figure skating and a skiing event. Can't remember if it was freestyle or downhill. Alpine, maybe they call it. We got 3 seconds left here. 2, 1, and break. Good. Okay, a little 30-second break here. Let's get an active recovery in. Keep your body moving. Take some steps. Grab a sip of water if you need it. All right. And our next exercise we have coming up here is high knees. So before we get started, I'll explain to you what we're doing. So what we're going to be doing is swinging those arms, trying to get those knees up to our chest. Good high knees here. As soon as one foot hits the ground, the other one's coming up. Way that we can make this a little bit harder is we can increase the pace and almost go into a little bit of a hop. We're getting those knees up high. And we're going to go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, high knees. So drive those knees up to your chest, swing those arms. And again, I want you to think as soon as one foot hits the ground, that other leg is driving up right behind it. Good, nice work. We're at 30 seconds. So I'm going to bump my pace up here a little bit for our last 15. Ten seconds left. Start to burn. If you need a break, you got to end early. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right, let's take a little break again. Woo. Nice deep breaths here during the breaks. And we're going to move ourselves over to another Winter Olympics event here. We're going to be doing some skiing. So what we're going to be doing is got our poles out in front of us here in our hands. We're going to be coming up, extending our arms, and then coming down and pushing ourselves with those poles like we're double poling on skis. If we want to make this a little bit harder, come up onto your toes and drive down. Or you can even get a little hop, jump up in the air, and then drive those poles down. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's double poling. Thinking about pushing ourselves off hard with those ski poles. Squeeze your abs at the bottom right here. We get a little bit of a crunch in there. And we're at 30 seconds. I'm going to add a little hop, jump up in the air, give myself a good acceleration forward. Keep it up. We've got about 10 seconds left here. Down to 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good. So let's take a little breather. Keep yourself moving here. Get a drink if you need it. All right. Our next exercise that we're going into is called a ladder climb. So with this one, we're going to be reaching a leg up in the air and then reaching a hand just like we're trying to climb up a ladder. So you're reaching for rungs of the ladder with your hand and your foot. It's almost like you got a string attached to your elbow and your knee, and they're lifting together. And if we want to increase the pace, we can turn this into a little bit of a hop, where you're just hopping one foot to the other and reaching for the sky. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the ladder climbs in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So reaching up the rungs of the ladder here. I always have a famous Arnold Schwarzenegger quote that goes along with this one. You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. So if you got your hands in your pockets at home, get them out. Let's climb the ladder here. Good, nice work. We're at 30 seconds. If you see fit, you can increase or decrease the pace on this. Take a break if you have to. At 10 seconds, I'm going to go into a pretty furious ladder climb here. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. So I'm going to get a little hop going. Really try to climb that ladder quick. Down to 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right, another neck exercise down. Take a little break. Again, get some water if you need it. And that puts us 5 exercises in, so we're halfway there. Let's do a little longer break on this one. recover a little bit more, and then finish off the remainder of these exercises. Whew. Starting to sweat pretty good here. Okay. All right, so continue to rest, recover. I'm going to show you what our next exercise is. But go ahead and rest a little longer. I'll let you know when we're going to start. So this one's called hurdles. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a jog in place going, or a sprint if you want to make it harder. And then every time that I just yell jump, you're going to pretend like you're hurdling over a little hurdle to the side. So I'll say jump and you're going to hurdle. I'll say jump, hurdle, jump, hurdle. So every time you're just basically trying to step over a little hurdle and then get back to your jog in place. All right. And if it's just a really little step to the side, that's okay too. It doesn't have to be a full-on jump. But sometimes it's fun to pretend like you actually have something to jump over there. All right, we're gonna get started here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So let's get that jog going. Or sprint, up to you to control your pace here. And jump. And jump. 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 30 seconds. Jump. 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 10 seconds. Jump. 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 And time. Good. Nice work. All right, little break. Take some time to recover here. Next one. It's one of my least favorite exercises. I'm not sure why I always throw it in on these workouts on Thursday morning, but burpees. So while you're recovering, I'll show you different variations here. So first one can be just reaching to the floor as far as you can, and then jumping in the air, reaching for the sky. So floor, sky, floor, sky, or full burpee, where you can jump all the way back into this push-up position, jump your legs back in, and hop for the sky. So 2 variations to try at home. Second one is really hard. I know I'm definitely going to start with the first variation. We'll see how I'm feeling halfway through. Okay, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So burpee time. These ones always take it out of me. If you feel like you need to take a break before this minute is up, feel free. I may have to do the same myself. Okay, we're at 30 seconds here. So if you want to increase, decrease the pace, take a break, do what you got to do. Let's work, keep it up. We got 10 seconds. We're almost there. Come on, push through it. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Good. All right. Another little break. We have 3 exercises left, guys. 3 exercises. Sorry, maybe it's 2. It's 2. We're almost there. Okay. A little recovery time. We're packing a lot of exercise into a short 10, 15 minute period here, which is good. Very time efficient. All right. Okay, I think I'm feeling recovered and ready. So next what we're going to do here before you hop into it, I'll show you what it looks like is a squat jump. So you're going to start standing, feet together. You're going to do a little hop, and you're going to land out here in a squat with those feet wide and your knees bent. So from the side, something like this. I'm going center, here, center, squat, center, squat. All right, ways we can make this harder. One, you can increase the pace. So you can really try to rip through these. Or two, you can actually land much deeper in your squat and then come back to the top. So if you land really deep, it's going to make it a little bit harder on those legs. So a couple ways you can play with this. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. We're going to go for a minute. So center, hop out into that squat, back to center. Good. We can increase that pace here if you feel like you need to make it a little bit harder. If it's giving you some knee trouble, just try to land with your knees not bent quite as much. Might make it a little bit easier on the knees for you. And we're at 30 seconds here. I'm going to try to really increase that pace. I can increase my depth on my squat. Down to 10 seconds, everyone. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and then it's time. Good. All right. Thank goodness we made it to the last exercise, last minute. So let's take a moment to recover. Grab a drink if you need it. All right. Okay, so our last exercise is going to be a lateral shuffle with a floor touch. What we're going to do, get our feet a little bit wider apart. Again, a little bend in the knee, bend in the hip. I'm going to be shuffling across the floor. When you get to one side of your room, reach down, try to touch the floor. If you can't quite touch the floor, just get as low as you can. And then we're going to shuffle back across the other side of the room, touch the floor, and change directions. All right, so we can increase the pace again. Try to get side to side really quick. You can also get a little lower in your squat. Try to really stay down here as you're doing your shuffles will make it harder. A couple ways that we can play with that. All right, last minute, guys. Let's do this. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So shuffle, I'm not crossing my feet, bringing one foot to the other, touch the floor, shuffle back across, touch the floor, and shuffle. Again, if you can't quite reach that floor, totally cool, just reach down as far as you can, get a little bend in there. Good. We're at 15 seconds left, guys. Almost at the end here. So keep it up. And if you feel like you got to push that pace here on our last exercise, feel free to do that. Down to 3, 2, 1, and that is time. All right. So let's take a good long break here. Grab a drink of water. If you need to have a seat, go ahead and take a seat. My legs feel exhausted. Whew. We'll move into our cool down / balance. We're going to end with some balance work and then a couple of stretches. But for the most part, the hard work is out of the way. Pat yourself on the back. You did it. Oh, feels good though. All right. So for the balance exercise, this is one of my favorites. I think this is a fun exercise. Grab yourself a piece of tissue paper or Kleenex. Kleenex works really good. But get yourself a piece of tissue paper, or any kind of paper can kind of work too, but tissue paper is probably the best. Could use a towel as well if you've got a towel sitting around, easy for you to grab. But what we're going to be doing is some single leg. So you're going to be getting on one leg here, so lifting one leg, and then I'm going to have the tissue out in front. And what I'm going to be doing is tossing the tissue up in the air and then trying to catch it. But I have to stay on that one leg. So we're really going to challenge our balance here, because we have to, one, be on one leg, but two, we're going to be kind of reacting, moving around. We need to try to maintain that balance. So great one for working on all the muscles that will play into kind of controlling your balance. You'll probably feel this burning your butt a little bit, maybe your hamstrings, down your ankle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a minute on each leg. And your challenge today is to see if you can make it the whole minute on one leg without losing your balance. It's very hard, but we'll set that as the goal. So it's a little bit of a challenge for you. All right, so we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So get on one leg, whatever one you want to start with, and we're just tossing that tissue up in front of us and then trying to catch it with that same hand. Uh-oh. If it hits the floor, see if you can grab it without getting off that one leg. Sometimes these tissues are unpredictable with what they're going to do as they start falling. So this is very reactive. You have to sort of react with your visual senses. And then you got to get that hand over there. You got to keep your balance. These are tough. Good. So we're at 30 seconds about, so keep it up. I have successfully maintained my balance so far, which is odd for me. Normally I've fallen over by now. We got 10 seconds. Good. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1, and time. We made it. Whew. So let's shake it off. We'll flip over to the other leg. We're going to do a minute on this other leg now. I always pick my good balance leg to start with, and my bad one is last. So this one could get ugly. All right, ready? We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So up on that other leg, and we're going to toss with that other hand as well. So switch hands. Ooh, ooh. Do a little hopping around here, but I'm staying on that leg. Nice work. 30 seconds. Keep that balance. Oh, I lost my tissue. Down to 15 seconds here. If you lose your setup, just hop back on that leg, get back to it. Uh-oh. This side's definitely not as good as my other leg. 3, 2, 1, and then it's time. Good. All right. Woo. So heart rate and breathing rate has hopefully come down a little bit with the balance in there. Legs might be burning a little. We're going to just a couple of quick stretches here to end with. So first one, we can do this from a chair if you have a couch or a chair with you. But we're going to be doing a hamstring stretch here. So if you want to go from the chair, you can do that. I'm going to show you from the floor though. I prefer being on the floor for these. So either or, chair or floor. That was a good rhyme, either or, chair or floor. We're going to be taking our left hand and we're going to be reaching down for our right foot. So keeping the knee straight, it's going to be a little tight back there in the hamstring and the back of the leg. We want to reach until it gets uncomfortable, not painful. And then we're just going to kind of sit there and relax. Take some big exhales. Every time you breathe out, I want you to think about relaxing that muscle that's nice and tight a little bit more. Eventually it'll loosen up and you can try to reach a little bit further and then kind of work through the next spot. Big exhales, relax the muscle. Good, nice work. And keep reaching a little bit further to find the next uncomfortable spot. And then breathe there, big exhales. Good. We're going to go for about 10 more seconds here. Perfect. And let's go ahead and we'll switch. So we're going to take right hand now and we're going to go down to this left foot. Same thing, get to where it is uncomfortable, feels a little tight, but is not painful. We don't want to overstretch. And once we're there, exhale and relax the muscles on that exhale. Just work your way down that leg to the next uncomfortable spot. Good, nice. Go for 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, good. All right, last thing I'm going to do here. I don't know if anybody is like me at home. Sometimes my back acts up on me. So we're just going to go into some nice slow cat cows here and we'll get our spine moving a little bit. So you can get on your hands and knees. And then the first thing that we're going to go into here is a cat, where you're going to think about pushing your hands into the floor and trying to get the center of your back up to the ceiling, getting a good rounding in the back, and you can kind of feel a stretch in the lower back. We're going to get there and we're going to hold, and then we're going to slowly transition down the opposite way, where we're pushing our chest out, pulling our spine down to the floor and looking up. And then we're going to hold here for a second and then reverse, go the opposite direction into the cat. Push your hands through the floor, round that back. Hold, hold. Good, and reverse. Going into the cow, try to arch the back. Look up at the ceiling if you can. Hold, hold, and reverse. Push through the floor with those hands, round the back. Good stretch. Hold, hold, good. Down the opposite way into cow. Good, hold. And last time through, let's go back to cat here. Push that middle of your back to the ceiling. Hold, hold, and reverse into cow. And good, nice. Get a little bit of spinal movement in there. Sometimes that helps. I know a lot of us, particularly myself, I'm kind of stuck sitting at a computer most of the day in one posture. So it's good to take that spine and put it in some different postures. I always say your next posture is your best posture. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the workout today. I want to thank everybody for joining me. If you are looking for more workouts to do throughout the week, check out our website, upandmoving.org, where we have all of our workouts archived from the past. So you can watch, there are hundreds of workouts there. And also our next live workout is going to be this Saturday at 10 a.m. So you can join us on Zoom for that. But hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you next time.
Thanks, Isaac. It was fun.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.